All right, parents of teens, heads up here. Do your kids text? Do they do it dozens of times a day? How about hundreds of times a day? That's called hypertexting. And now a new study out suggests that kids who text a lot may be prone to other risky behaviors. We're talking about drinking, drugs, and sex. Joining us live now, Dr. Dan McGee is a pediatrician at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital. Dr. McGee, thanks for your time tonight. This is a provocative study. It's from Case Western Reserve University. This is startling, this link between texting and risky behavior. What do you make of it?
Well, I think it's more a symptom of the disease. It's not that texting actually causes hypersexual behavior. It's that children that text are probably children that are not supervised as well by their parents, and therefore are more prone to engage in other risk-taking behaviors because they don't have that adequate parental supervision.
The study concludes that there is a significant number of kids out there that are susceptible to peer pressure. They also, as you mentioned here, have permissive or maybe absent parents. We're talking about parental influence, but when you have a 13, 14, 15-year-old child that has one of these handheld devices, how in the world do you start to tackle that? You got to step up, I guess. Huh? I would be nervous as a parent. I'm like, I don't even want to deal with this.
You have to be a parent. I mean, that's the basic thing. You have to be a parent. You have to know what your child is doing, what behaviors your child is engaging in. It's parenting 101. It doesn't have anything to do with the phone. It doesn't have anything to do with the computer or social networking. It's being aware of what your child is doing. Not being a helicopter parent and hovering over them all day long, but being aware of what behaviors they are engaging in.
Set limits. That's what I'm hearing here.
Absolutely. You tell, from an early age you set these limits. You limit TV at an early age, you limit texting, you limit social network time. You do, like I said, you be a parent.
Hypertexting, hyper-networking, more common among girls than boys. Why?
Well, I mean, we have the risk of being sexist here. We know girls probably gossip more than guys do, and girls tend to communicate with each other, with their peers, on a more open basis than the males do. I mean, that's basic science there. And so I think they just use different means to engage in this behavior.
Yeah. Parents, they got to step up, I guess, on this thing.
Be a parent.
One of the interesting things in this study, it pointed out that kids like to text more than talking on the telephone because there aren't awkward silences. We all remember those.
Yes,
kids on the phone. Hello, are you there?
I think people have found out that texting, you're less inhibited, and as with email or anything else, you tend to say things when you do that you might regret later. The filters aren't quite there that they would be in a face-to-face conversation.
Interesting too. Sign of the times. Dr. Dan McGee, pediatrician at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital. Doctor, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.